はい、皆さん、こんにちは。堀田先生です。これは、5月4日から5月8日の4日と8日の、レッスンです。レッスンでもウィークリープランナーの6ですね。はい。では、始めたいと思います。Let's take a look. じゃあ、これが、ウィークリープランナー6です。5月5日、それから5月7日、それから5月8日ですね。まだね、終わってないことがたくさんあります。I'm doing a lesson video without really completely finishing the planner yet. And so my apologies to you. 5月5日、昨日は、子供の日でしたね。おめでとうございます。I hope you got to celebrate Children's Day a little bit at home. 日本では何をしますか？子供の日に。子供の日は鯉のぼりですね。the carps を飾ります。You decorate the house with them. それから、日本では兜を飾りますね。the samurai helmet. あとは何をしますか？ You eat specific food. かしわ餅。お餅ですね。あとは何をするかな？ちらし寿司を食べたりしますね。Now, Japanese people have been very clever these days. They make little breakfast omelets or they make sushi in the shape of these koinobori carps, and they present it to their kids for dinner or for breakfast or perhaps for lunch. And they make really cute like little wontons in the shape of the helmets, and so they use wonton sheets and they fold them like they would fold a origami paper, and they deep fry them, and then you get these little helmet looking wonton. And so people have been very clever decorating their food to look like Children's Day, especially we're in quarantine, so is in Japan. And so they wanted to do something that make it more fun and enjoyable for kids and the entire family to appreciate, the culture and the day-to-day. So what is it for us this week? Now, it is only projects. And so the project is due Friday. At the end of Friday. So the PR video, the PR brochure, everything is due on Friday. So you should be working on that. Today's Wednesday, so you still have a couple more days to do that. Now, obviously it is a suggested due date. So what does that mean? Suggested due date, that means it's a due date, but if you don't make it by that day, I will not penalize you. You can still make it. But as a district suggests, the last day for you to turn in any makeup work should be June 1st, so that it gives us all the time to grade and update everything, which I need to do ASAP. Now, so I decided not to do any Google Meets this week. I will do a live video, virtual conference with you guys, or live stream, there you go, with you guys eventually, so that you can tune in if you want to, and if you don't want to, you don't need to, and I'll record it and I'll post it. But the last time we met, only like just a couple of us, like a handful of us got to meet, and I just didn't feel like it was appropriate for us to continue it. It was nice to see your faces, though, for those of you who did participate, and it was good to hear your voices, and so thank you for participating. I just felt like maybe it's not fair for everybody because some of you are busy, maybe some of you are working, some of you are having a difficult time just logging on. It is a very, very trying time. And so I decided to do this camera so that you can actually see my face and you feel like you're connected, right? And so, but anyways, regardless of that point, so the videos are due this week. Now, for some of you who are working, feels like you're working on your own. Some of you who feel like you have 2 people in your group. I know it's supposed to be a group of 4. So let's do a little breakdown of who should be working with whom. Let me move this over a little bit. So let's get rid of this. So who do we have here? So technically, it's Team Joyce. So 福島県ですね。So that's Joyce さんと、それからダニエルさんと、ジョシュアさんと、それから CJ さんですよね。Hopefully you guys are doing well. ジャッキーさんのグループは should be サマラさん、それからプリシラ、ジャッキーとゲイブリオさんですね。それからヒメナさんのグループは、ヒメナさんと、それからマライアさんと、マライアヤマさんね。それからジェシーさんとアリエルさんですね。 それからジェイコブさん、愛知県のグループはジェイコブさんとウィリアムさんとトラさん。で、アルデンさんのグループはアルデンさん。それから、ライアンさん。それからアンソニーさん。それから、もう一人いるよね。パッコさんですね。で、それから、アイゼアさんのグループが、アイゼアさんと、それから、シルさん、それから、デーナさん、それから、ナディアさん。で、それから、サナイさんのグループが、サナイさんと、マライア・ジャーナットさんと、それから、フランシスさんと、サバさんですね。Now, I gave people an option already. So if you feel like your group mates are not working at all and you're just having a hard time getting contact with them and they're just not responsive and they're not doing anything, and you don't want your grade to suffer in that case, and you don't feel like you want to pick up all their burden and give them their grade because you just feel like it's unfair. It's totally fair. I get it. So I have adjusted the project criteria for students in such situation. And so I'll have it linked right here. So click on it later and you'll see the criteria. Now, if you feel like you're working as a duo right now, it's pretty much do half of what's required. So if you feel like you're working as a three, do third of what's required. If you feel like you're working as a singleton, do a quarter of what's required. And so now the quarter of what's required might be a little too easy, so I might need to push it just a little further so that you get to do a little bit more than a quarter, right? But that's pretty much the idea of what I'm looking for. But I'll have it posted there so that you have an idea. And so if you're in that predicament, make sure your grade is still your grade. So do your work, look at the criteria, and do the best you can. Now, the PR video can obviously be a Google slide with your voiceover. And you can screencast it like I'm doing too and just film it that way as well. It's totally fine because there's no way to film at this point. So it should be a combination of images. So in that case, you can create a slideshow on Google Slides, do a screencast on Google Meet of your presentation and voice over it, or just attach your voices as you pre-record them. And so if you do it that way, it's much easier. The editing gets very easy too, because all you're doing is you just have slides and you're just reading through. And so you don't really need to do like a take of one person and another person entering and exiting and whatnot. And so keep it simple for yourselves. Don't overcomplicate them. Okay. Now, enough of me talking about the project. Now let's go on to Unify project. Yay! So that's the next project. And so I've been waiting to announce this. The Unify project, I will link it there too. The calendar will be linked as well. I'm sorry, I'm a little behind. But the Unify project is to finish the poetry assignment we did before. And so in the last semester, at the very end, they had a poetry assignment based on the song that we studied, remember? And it was a lot about love, and it was a lot about the difficulties of being in a romantic relationship as such trying age of high school or as a teenager. And especially it's difficult right now that we're not on campus and we're in quarantine, and you want to see them, you don't even get to see them, and you don't even get to hug them, right? Those are all very difficult moments. It's very full of, I'm sure it's full of anxiety and a lot of loss. And so I like for you to look at the poetry that you did before. And if you want to change it up a little bit, sure. Now I like for you to make sure you have an English translation to those two. So that's one part of the assignment. Now the second part of Unified Project is for you to create another poem. But remember, poem is a work of art. That means if it's grammatically incorrect, it might be okay because you may have purposely meant to do that. But I like for you to do a poem of this time frame. So I like for you to pour out your gut, pour out your hearts about how you're feeling and how you're doing and what you're doing during this time. And so it's about our COVID-19 experience. If you're a senior, this is your time to pour out all of that angst that you have built up about not having your prom, not having any senior activities, even the graduation. I'd like for you to just pour it all out for me in Japanese and also in English. Now, if you want to do it first in English, great. And if we're going to translate it into Japanese, I'll help you do that. Now, what are we going to do with that? We will publish it. Publish it. So we're going to do one chapter of all the romantic stuff that we did from the first semester. And we're going to do a second chapter or a second section of the book about our quarantine life. And we'll title it, we'll put all our names on it, and we're going to publish it and give it to the school, give it to the district. And hopefully we can buy it and then we can keep it as a memorabilia of 2020. And so that's what I want us to do. And so the seniors out there, I'm hoping that you hear this so that you have a voice in this, right? And the juniors too. You need a voice in this too. Every single one of us, we need a voice in what's happening to our lives right now. And so please take up this project as not just a grade, but something you can do to leave a mark in history. Alrighty? And maybe some other Japanese classes will use it next year or the year after. Use it to learn grammar. Who knows, right? And so let's get it done. Now, the due date for that, though, is the day that your senior assignments are due, which is May 27th. So it's the end of this month. Alrighty. Now, for the rest of the class who are not seniors, we have one more thing we're going to do to end the year. So you'll have a Unit 6, but it's going to be very, very simple. It's almost for us to prepare ourselves for the next school year. And so that is it. Hopefully you're listening to this. I'm sorry it's long, but it is my message to you. So I will update this weekly planner with all the links. But in the meantime, please make sure you finish your project. Bye-bye.